Man, Ryan Ruocco, Mr. You Bet, himself, and Rebecca Lobo ended up bringing up how players have been getting away with fouling Caitlin Clark live on TV. They're talking about the moment where JJ was clearly holding Clark's arm. Then there's another play where Clark was being reached through, both arms cutting right through her body. They kept pointing these moments out. The reach through, the swat down, the slight hit on her hand. Did Ryan Ruocco and Rebecca Lobo just publicly call out the WNBA referees on national television? What was supposed to be routine game commentary turned into a full-blown truth bomb about how Caitlin Clark gets clobbered game after game while the refs act like they're officiating a casual pickup game. No calls, no awareness, no accountability. When your own broadcast crew starts sounding the alarm live on air, it becomes a 5-alarm fire. This wasn't just color commentary. It was an on-air intervention. The message couldn't have been louder. This cannot keep happening. So, let's rewind and break it down, play by painful play. They kept discussing the moment where JJ was holding Clark's arm. Again and again, the commentators pointed out the blatant fouls, reaching through, arms around her, hands swatting, all the things you're not supposed to do. Rebecca Lobo even called that specific swat a foul. Then there was another hit from JJ Quinney, right on Clark's arm, also called out as a foul by Lobo. It's not like Caitlin Clark is the only player getting hit out there, but she's consistently the one getting bulldozed without consequence. It's become so predictable, it might as well be scheduled. Clark gets hit, refs shrug, fans scream. Meanwhile, social media is practically hosting meme contests titled, "What Will Caitlin Survive Tonight?" It feels like the WNBA secretly dropped a new rulebook that says body slams are fine, but only if the name on the jersey says Clark. It's starting to look more like WWE than basketball. Still, no whistle, just bruises, and broadcast disbelief. So then, they switched the scene and played the audio. You hear it clearly. There's a grab. There's a hold. There's another grab. And then, that's a foul. That's a foul. Finally, they call it. And the commentators just call them out directly. No sugarcoating. They expected it, because both commentators are straightforward and respectful of Caitlin. So when they see this level of nonsense, of course they're going to speak up. Yes, all players deal with contact, but the way Clark gets hit, it's not just physical play, it borders on assault. Every game is a marathon of elbows, hip checks, and jersey yanks. And while fans and commentators look visibly stunned, the refs appear as if they're watching clouds pass overhead. Caitlin isn't just playing defenders. She's playing in an environment where the rulebook changes because of who she is. The refs might as well be extras in a completely different movie. Not basketball, maybe an action film, maybe Quidditch, but definitely not the same sport we're all watching. Rebecca Lobo, Sunday, July 13th, Indiana Fever vs. Dallas Wings on ESPN. This might have been the most outspoken broadcast team ever on the WNBA's officiating issues, especially the blatant non-calls on Clark, who's getting grabbed, held, yanked, hugged, and hacked. Lobo made it her mission that day to start calling a spade a spade. She wanted to hold the referees accountable. And this isn't just paint contact. This is full court chaos. From the second the ball is inbound, Clark gets battered. The whistle doesn't just go silent, it disappears. Officials have turned every drive into a test of how much punishment one athlete can take. You start to wonder if the refs are watching the same game as the rest of us. But finally, someone is saying the quiet part out loud. Lobo literally points out, she's grabbing her arm. It's insane. None of it got called. Finally, at the end of one play, they did call a foul, only because it was beyond dispute. She was whacked on the arm and knocked down. But not a single one of the fouls that led up to that were called. The cherry on top of this disaster? The wild inconsistency. In some games, you breathe too hard on someone and it's a flagrant. In others, someone takes a flying elbow to the ribs and it's called gritty defense. One player gets called for a soft reach-in, while moments later, another gets body checked in a next week and the refs blink like nothing happened. It's total anarchy. And somehow, the short end of the stick always finds Caitlin Clark. Again, the commentators called them out. And it's expected, because they respect the game and Clark. Most commentators should be like that. Just keep it real. Whether the WNBA likes it or not. Whether the commissioner likes it or not. Speak your mind. That's what the fans want. Shout out to Ruocco. Shout out to Lobo. They're calling it like it is. Now try explaining this to a new fan. You tell them Caitlin is the most exciting player in women's basketball. Then you sit them down to watch her get triple-teamed, hammered to the floor, and no whistle. Ruocco and Lobo try to keep their professionalism while visibly stunned. They weren't just calling a game. They were narrating a slow-motion train wreck of officiating logic. And they delivered a commentary that hit harder than any screen. They stopped glossing over the mess and just said what we were all thinking. This is absurd. It's wild how Caitlin Clark doesn't get foul calls when she's clearly being followed from half-court to the basket. How are the refs standing right there and still not blowing the whistle? Even her coaches complain. Clark herself calls out the refs. And let's be real, this isn't new. It's been happening for way too long. The foul disparity, the blind spots, the silence from the league. This storyline has more seasons than most TV dramas. Different players, different years, same script. But now it's happening on national TV, in HD, with top-tier commentary teams calling it out. The WNBA can't feign surprise anymore. This is a crisis being broadcast in real time. The new fans need to speak up. The fearless announcers need to keep stepping up. Sure, some old heads in the commentary booth might be scared to speak. But people like Rebecca Lobo and Ryan Ruocco, they're not scared. They're calling it out. Watch this, they say. Quinterly grabs Clark's arm. Like, where are you going? Then puts a hand around her waist like it's Valentine's Day. Come on. Why play defense when you can just grab somebody? The league knows what's happening. They have every angle, every replay. This isn't buried footage. This is blatant. The refs aren't missing things. They're letting it slide. And the fix? Simple. Call the game fairly. Train refs better. Set and enforce clear standards. If you can mic up players and coaches, you can hold refs accountable. We're not asking for miracles. We're asking for the basics. The WNBA wants more attention, more fans, more respect. But how can you promote growth and leave your biggest star unprotected? It's like inviting people to watch a movie while the projector's broken. The product suffers, and so does the perception. Right now, the perception is that Caitlin Clark has to survive a war zone every night while the refs pretend it's just part of the show. It's not until she finally gets smacked on the arm that the whistle blows. And thank God the broadcast team caught it. Because it's absolutely insane. Enrique clearly fouled her, whacked her, and Caitlin still got the shot off.